Hello and welcome to the first Blow the Whistle of 2017. Yes, it's the debate show with 3 topics, 2 sides but only 1 winner, chosen by you in the comment section below with the chance to win a £10 free bet by getting involved yourself. Joining me this week is Jack Green. Jack, what's up first?
Tom, first we'll talk about Tottenham. They got a massive result against Chelsea, but are they the Blues' biggest title rivals?
I think so, they were the second best team behind Leicester last season. I think that's still true of Spurs this season. Chelsea have had loads of clean sheets during their recent run of wins, but actually it's Spurs who officially have the best defence in the league. They have scored fewer than any other team in the top 5, but their creative players are just starting to find a bit of form. Kane's been quiet so far, but he's still got 12 goals. Dele Alli, 7 goals in his last 4 games. To challenge for titles, you need to make a habit out of routine wins. Liverpool tend to make hard work out of theirs. As you know, Arsenal are only going one way, and City are just too flawed. Chelsea's still the favourites. I think it's Tottenham they should be most worried about.
I'm not convinced, Tom.
Okay, convince me.
You say Tottenham were the second best team in the league last season, but the league table begs to differ. They melted down at the end, and that was when they were chasing Leicester. This year, all the teams around them are better. Then you look at Liverpool. I think right now they are the closest thing to Chelsea. They're the best attacking team in the league. They've scored the most goals, and they haven't lost a game against a top 6 side all season, the only team to have done that. You look at Liverpool, right now they are performing without their best player. Without Coutinho, in fact, their win percentage has risen this season. Can Spurs do the same? No. The win percentage dropped hugely without Kane and Alderweireld, and I just don't think they've got it up here to win the league.
Sounds like a bitter Arsenal fan to me. Okay, round 2, we're looking at the other end of the table. The season may only be halfway through, but Jack, are we safe to write off the bottom 3 already?
Yes, we can write them off. I'm sad to say that there's going to be no excitement in the relegation battle this season. The bottom 3 are just too weak. Hull, the less said about them, the better. They've got an awful squad. Regardless of their manager, they're not staying up. Then you look at Swansea, 45 goals conceded in 20 games. They've got the worst defensive record in the league. I like Paul Clement. He's got a nightmare job there. He's not going to keep them up either. Sunderland, I think, are the strongest of the 3, but they're going to be hit hard by the African Cup of Nations. They're losing Kazri, Ndong and Kone. I don't think they can cope, and if they lose Jermaine Defoe, which looks likely, they are absolutely finished.
I'll give you Hull, but the other 2 aren't dead yet.
All right, tell me who's going down instead.
2 weeks ago, I'd found it really hard to disagree with you, but if you look how bad Swansea and Sunderland have been, the fact they're only 1 point adrift just goes to show how weak the competition are. Middlesbrough, clean sheets alone aren't going to keep them up. They can't score goals. Watford, sinking like a stone. They've got tons of injuries. They've lost 7 of their last 10 matches. You also look at teams around there. I think Leicester will pull away once the distraction of the Champions League goes. But Palace, like you said, they're going to lose Zaha to the African Cup of Nations. They're without Benteke. Sunderland and Swansea have actually got a little bit of form behind them. I don't think it's dead yet. Every team from 14th downwards should still feel twitchy.
I think it's all over, Tom.
Okay, third and final round, and we're talking about the biggest celebrity ref of them all, Mike Dean. He got loads of stick the other day for sending off Sofian Feghouli. Jack, has he gone too far this time?
I love Mike Dean. I think he's the most entertaining man in English football, but even I have to admit, yes, he's gone too far now. The fact that we're even talking about him on this show shows that he needs to get out the spotlight. He's a referee. His main problem is that he's so desperate to show that he won't shy away from these big decisions that he actually sees things that aren't there, like that Feghouli lunge the other day. He was desperate to give the red card and show that he's willing to do it. You look at a referee like Mark Clattenburg, yes, he's a bit cringeworthy the way he acts with players, he's so pally with them, but he actually calms them down. Dean just riles them up by talking to them like they're school kids. He's reportedly getting coaching to tone down his mannerisms. That's the right step.
Listen, normally I'd agree with you, but for the sake of the show, I've got to argue the other side.
All right, Tom, you got 30 seconds.
There's no doubt that Mike Dean is annoying, but then so are loads of players and managers. Why aren't refs allowed to have a little bit of ego as well? I know we'd like them all to be shrinking violets so you barely ever notice, but that's just not possible with modern football. The amount of abuse they receive from players and crowds, whether or not they get the decision right. Yes, he was wrong the other day to send off Feghouli, but he is being tasked with bringing in those unpopular rules, outlawing the full-blooded rash tackle, this tugging in the box. Those sorts of decisions are never going to be popular. And while his self-conviction and his gesticulations make him an easy target, crucially, they also make him a better referee.
I think we'll just cut that when you said you agreed with me. Right, you've heard the topics, you've heard the arguments, and now it's time for you to decide who comes out on top.
So tell us in the comment section below, along with the reasons why you think we're wrong or right. We're replying to all of the comments, and we'll be giving £10 free bets to our very favourite ones.
And we'll see you next week for another episode of Blow the Whistle.